Welcome to Now. I'm your host, Curtis Parody, bringing you the news happening in the world right now. So it's Wednesday, that interesting midpoint of the week. Like, is it a good day? Is it a bad day? I don't really know. All I know is that after this, everything's looking up because, heck, it's the weekend. And with the weekend coming up, one thing you might want to do is head out to your local theme park, if you happen to have one. Well, this is where things start to get interesting because this is where our first story of the day is all about. It's a controversy going on at the so-called happiest place on Earth. Looks like a huge scam is happening at Disney World. And behind the scam, well, some very rich parents. Because isn't that how it always is? Rich people always trying to find a way to get ahead, and well, this time it's just that. Now, having personally been to Disney World, I absolutely loved it. The rides were great, but the lines, well, not so much. That's where some rich parents have actually found a way to get to the very front of the line. The latest must-have for wealthy parents when visiting Disney World is a disabled guide, or what others are calling a rented handicap. And before we go any further, I just want to say this is frickin' horrible, just downright horrible. So how this entire thing works is rich people will pay someone in a wheelchair to actually come with them and their children to Disney World. This way, because of the rule of Disney, the person in the wheelchair can go to the front of the line, and 5 of their quote-unquote friends can come along with them too. Now, at the going rate of $130 per hour, these people are far cheaper to have than Disney's own rich people don't have to pay pass kind of thing, which costs around $300 to $400 an hour. Yes, something I didn't know already existed. Disney will take a shit ton of your money in exchange for a pass to go to the front of the line. Or, well, of course, you could just hire a person in a wheelchair. To me, this entire thing is just absolutely disgusting. Of course, first of all, you gotta get yourself a disabled guide. And if you get one of those, you're a freaking horrible person. You're abusing the rights that handicapped people get and truly deserve because your spoiled f***ing kids can't wait in line. Pardon my French, but hey, for that sort of a thing, you deserve a swift kick in the balls. If you're rich enough, but at the same time too cheap to pay the already established rich person pass at Disney, well, looks like you're waiting in line with me and my friends. Oh, and if you try to pay your way to get past us, to go in front of us, yeah, no, probably not gonna accept that, probably gonna tell you to off, and then I'm gonna talk about you with my friends while standing in front of you. And I'll say it really loud. So yeah, this is something happening at Disney right now. It's absolutely horrible because it's taking advantage of handicapped people. And well, as you can already tell, I'm pretty pissed off about it. Another great example of rich people using their money to get ahead while at the same time being complete douchebags. All right, I need to get away from that topic because it's freaking horrible. So from something that's absolutely absurd to something that's just downright awesome. This is Robert Tufts, and he's accomplished something that many of us may or may not ever do. At the age of 4, he is actually mayor of his own hometown. Yes, that's right, a 4-year-old mayor. Keeping in mind Robert's town of Dorset is home to between 20 and 30 people, so not many are actually fighting over the spot, but nonetheless, he is the mayor, and the interesting thing about this is that actually the new town gets a new mayor every year, which is pretty freaking sweet. And one more cool thing about this entire thing, well, it's all decided by chance, at least to some extent. Every year the town hosts its annual Taste of Dorset Festival, and during this festival, a new mayor is appointed. This happens by simply pulling a name from a hat. But of course, it's not that easy. You do have to pay an entrance fee of $1, so of course, get out your checkbook for that. Anyone is able to put their name in the hat as long as they pay the fee, but Robert took his election to the next level and actually went out campaigning. Yes, at the age of 4, he went out and actually talked to other people, getting them to put his name on their ballot and then enter it into the draw. A very smart man, this Robert is. Since being elected, Robert spends most of his time going to daycare and schmoozing with the girls at the daycare, of course. And hey, it's even reported that he may or may not have a girlfriend. Robert will continue to be mayor until August, at which time a new mayor will be selected. Also, on a random mayor fact, a cat in Alaska has actually been mayor of his town for the past 15 years. So once again, I'm 21 and I'm not a mayor, while a cat and a baby are. What am I doing with my life? I'm telling the news, at least I kind of think so. Anyway, let's get right back onto this with the next story of today, and well, it's some awesome Sims 4 type news. Looks like the code, or Simlish, on the Sims 4 website has been deciphered. The code, which was pieced together using tweets from the team working on the game, states, "Because you took the time to decipher this message, here's why we love you. Your creativity captivates us, your enthusiasm inspires us. May 23rd, June 18th, July 9th, remember those dates. Without you, we wouldn't have come this far. We're making this game for you, because of you. Thank you for being the greatest fans in the world." So a rather lengthy message from the Sims team talking about how important the fans are to the game. Because yes, we not only keep the game alive by creating new content for it, but heck, we also pay for it, so it's kind of like business sense 101 here. One interesting thing about this entire message, though, are the dates provided. We're supposed to remember the 23rd of May, 18th of June, and 9th of July. Let's look a little bit more into those dates, shall we? Well, the only date that's actually close to anything is June 18th, but that's because E3 is on the 11th to 13th, so it's not really close, but it's the closest. At this time, it's a little uncertain as to what EA has in store for us, but hey, when they do announce something, I'll be sure to keep you up to date right here. And last on today's show, I wanted to talk about something that's just downright awesome, like super cool science type news. But it's also edible. Science has officially done what I've dreamt of for years. They've created meat in a petri dish. And hey, it's edible! Using stem cells and the science of tissue engineering, scientists have developed a method for creating an edible product called in vitro meat, which they hope to present in a burger for a very special event in London next month. The in vitro burger was designed as a proof of concept to address the problem of a growing global population with the rapidly dwindling food supply. But the downside of all this, well, besides the first thought of is it even freaking safe, is the price tag associated with it. Each individual burger costs around $325,000 to produce. So let's just say, though I'm sure McDonald's wants this right now, it's still a little too expensive for even them. I just think it's awesome that we can finally create a type of meat without actually having a living animal. And the scientists behind this new meat say that it tastes reasonably good, meaning that all you really have to do is season it, and hey, awesome new burgers for everyone. Personally, I think being able to grow meat is awesome because the way we currently harvest meat by birthing and then feeding and then slaughtering animals like cows, it's kind of dated. The amount of food that you actually have to put into a cow and then the amount of space it needs are crazy for the amount of meat you actually get out of them. And heck, in the future, if you can actually get one piece of meat produced in a lab and then another that's actually grown on an animal at the same price, well, I'm personally almost inclined to get the one that was grown in a lab. So keeping that in mind, I think it would be a great question for all of you. If you could buy safe science-grown meat for cheaper than animal-grown meat, would you actually do it? Yes or no? Tell me in the comment section below, or of course you can always let me know on my Facebook page, through Twitter, or on Google+. Links to all that and the other topics I talked about in today's episode in the description below, along with the always amazing subscribe button. So until next time, I'm Curtis Parody, and that's what's happening now. Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. You can of course check out more videos that I create by clicking on them below. Check out now for the latest news happening in the world right now, Paradise Gaming for some fun gameplay videos, or of course my personal vlog channel to see what I'm doing outside of my studio. Also, if you're interested in supporting the show and getting some new clothes for yourself, just like this shirt, you can pick up this one if you want. Check out the store at thecurtisparodystore.ca. Bye everyone.